Afternoon. This is Mr. Peaceful Poet. I got an epiphany last night about how important words are. So I decided I'd make a video. I haven't made a video in a long time. I do apologize. It's been pretty stressful at work, and I just haven't felt like it. But I feel like making a video now. So the name of this video is "Ye Are Gods," and we are gods. And I was thinking last night about how Jesus said that what enters your mouth does not defile you, but what exits your mouth, that is what defiles you. And I don't know, there's a scratchy noise in the back. I'm going to turn off these heaters here so I can hear that stuff. Okay, there we go. So I was thinking about what exits, what enters the mouth does not defile you, but what enters the mouth, that is what defiles you. That's what Jesus said. And I realized that how important words are, that we are the actual creators and we create with our words. And that's how God creates, and we are the little gods. They were going to stone Jesus because for blasphemy, because of things he said. And he explains to them, he says, don't you know that in the Old Testament, in the law, it says that ye are gods? And no one has really ever explained that, but now I think I have a better and more fully understanding of that. And in Psalms, it does say that ye are gods and children of God. And as such, man, like in Genesis, it says that we are created in God's image. That doesn't necessarily mean that the arms and the legs and the teeth. It's spirit, because the scriptures speak spiritually. They don't speak physically. And if you take the scriptures literally and physically, then you're not understanding what they're really saying. Our spirit is created in the image of God. Our spirit is contained within our body. And the spirit within our spirit is the essence of God. And as such, we are more powerful than any creature on this earth. We have the ability to create. We are the children of God. We are little gods on this earth, the creators. And we do this by speaking. When God said, let there be light, behold, there was light. Everything he created, he spoke first. He spoke it and it was done. And as his children, that too is how we create, we speak. And it doesn't matter what you believe, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you think, it doesn't matter what you feel. Those things are secondary. But when we speak, our speaking, that's how we create. That's how we change even our own self. Even our own self. What we say will determine who we are if we say it. No, we just got to say it. It's our choice. It's all our choice. We choose what we speak. So that being said, and I thought that was pretty awesome. It might seem disappointing when you say ceasefire now, and it seems like it's not working. But don't give up. I'm sure that if we didn't say that, it would be much worse than it is. And for as many people who are saying it, there are many others who aren't saying it. And there are unfortunately some people who agree with the demise of the Palestinians. They agree with this for whatever reason. And there's a lot of misinterpretations of the scripture. For instance, Israel. Israel is not the nation, the state of Israel is not they're not truly Israel. They're fake. They were created by a Zionist party in the 1940s by an atheist. His name was Herzl. And they come from Germany. They're European Jews, and their ancestry doesn't even take them to the land of Israel. Their ancestry takes them to another country, and I can't remember the name of that country off the top of my head, but they don't come from Israel. They're not any part of Israel, and they have no claim to the land of Israel. Palestine is actually Israel. Israel was named Philistine by the by the Roman Empire, because the Roman Empire was getting tired of destroying Israel. So they said, well, instead of destroy it, we'll just rename it and that'll fix that problem. So that's what they did. They renamed it the Philistine. And then later, the Turkish reinterpreted that to Palestine. So actually, Palestine is actually Israel. And this fake Israel state, the political party of Zionists, they're not real. And if you look up Zionist in the Bible, you realize that Zionist represents peace. It doesn't represent war. And if the Israelis truly were Zionist, as they claim to be, they would be waging peace around the world and not war. And their actions prove that they surely are not Zionists, because Zionists would not do the things that they do. I remember in the Bible, there's a scripture that talks about how the chosen people will be almost destroyed, and then the judgment will come. Well, those chosen people are the Palestinians, believe it or not. Many of the when Rome changed the name from Israel to Philistine, Jews still remained there. They still lived there. Some of them left, but still many of them still remained there. And some of them, probably about, I would say half of them, converted to Christianity. Yeah. And the other half, I'm guessing, I don't know the exact, I don't think, someday maybe we will know for sure, but you know, a lot has been lost, so we really don't know all the details. But the Jews and the Christians lived together in Philistine in peace. And then for one reason or another, and I don't understand why, but the angel Gabriel in a dream came to Muhammad and said, you know, take your people to Jerusalem. And he never did in his lifetime, but after he died, the Muslims moved to Jerusalem. And there was a war. And it was a very short war. And it didn't last. The people who lived there, which were the Christians and the Jews, fought the Muslims who come to Jerusalem, and the fight was short, and there wasn't a lot of death or destruction. They just quit and surrendered, and for the longest time, the Muslims and the Jews and the Christians all lived together in peace. And the Jews and the the Jews and the Christians who lived there before the Muslims came there are the original chosen people, not the Israelite nation or state that's there now. And in time, under the Turkish rule, the Muslims and the Christians and the Jews lived together in peace and harmony. There were certain requirements. The Jews and the Christians who lived there were not required to serve in the military. There was something about taxes, and I can't quite recall. But the Muslims were required to serve in the military, and that's really about the only thing that was. And there was something about taxes too, and I can't remember. But other than that, it was pretty fair, and they lived together in peace, and it was all good and well. And then, I guess somebody by the name of Herzl, and I don't know all the details, created a Zionist party and realized that though he didn't believe in the Bible or God, he knew that religion was very powerful, and decided to use religion to create the Zionist party, and decided that the Zionists needed a state, and they first were going to go to Uganda, but they decided on Palestine. And the Palestinians originally welcomed them in, and then they began to take over into what it is now, a horrible state. I believe that what is going on right now is that Jesus is separating the sheep from the goats, and that's why this horrible thing is going on in Gaza. Because those who support the Gazans, the poor, the starving, the thirsty, the naked, which means ashamed or shamed, those who are supporting them are the sheep, and those who are against them are the goats. And I don't care what your religious party is, what your religion is, what your political party is. There is a separation that's going on. Whether you're Jewish, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Christian, we are being separated, and we know who we are now, whereas before we didn't, but now we do. Anyways, yeah, I added all that stuff because otherwise the video would have been too short. That epiphany was pretty awesome to me, but it's just, you know. Anyways, it's important what you speak. Don't quit. Don't quit. Ceasefire now. Don't quit. Keep going. We will win in the end. And we're all here. There's 8 billion of us on the earth here. We're all here because the judgment is coming. That's what's going on. Okay. So wherever you think you're at, the right side, the wrong side, the good side, the bad side, whether you're a goat or a sheep, realize it's all your decision. You can decide. And to change anything, just speak it. All right. God bless. Peace and love to you and yours, and have a good day. Bye-bye.